Over the past few years, our Youth Unlimited team in South-Central Etobicoke has been encouraged by ministry growth. We've been excited for all the youth and children who have joined us in our programs, with an average of 350 students per year traveling through our programs. Our vision at Youth Unlimited is that every young person in the GTA will be transformed by God's love and life-changing power, and will be a redemptive presence in their family, community, and beyond. Our team felt like we were seeing more and more examples of this happening in the lives of the youth we were working with. And then, this past March, like so much of the world, we had to suddenly close down our in-person programming due to COVID-19. For the first time since I had started my role as team lead, I had no clue what to do next. We went from busy, fulfilling our vision, to aimless, restless, and honestly confused. How do we serve and care for youth if we can't even run our programs? I'd started walking a lot during this time of quarantine, like many of us, to get out of the house and get some exercise. And during one of these walks, God made it clear to me through my time spent praying that our mission had not changed, even in the midst of this difficult circumstance. Our mission needed to continue, to see transform youth transforming our city. Even though we knew we needed to keep moving forward with our mission, we honestly weren't sure how, but we have learned over the years is to simply follow the lead of Jesus, and He will open incredible doors to love and serve others. During the earthly ministry of Jesus, He continually told people to follow Him and to trust Him. We see this, for example, with the fisherman Peter. Jesus calls out to Peter to follow Him and tells him he will now be fishing for people. In other words, his new full-time job will be sharing the love and truth of God with others. In another place, John 21, we again see Jesus instructing Peter to follow after Him. On this occasion, Peter had just recently denied Jesus 3 times and had now returned to his fishing nets, which means in essence he had given up on God's mission. But Jesus, full of grace, finds Peter by the water and calls out to him. Jesus had come to seek Peter's reconciliation and reinstate him to the mission. He says, "Do you love me?" He asked Peter 3 times in connection to the 3 times Peter denied Him earlier. Peter is bothered by the repeated questions and replies, "Lord, you know all things, you know that I love you." "Then feed my sheep," Jesus replies. In other words, care for, serve, and teach the people I have put under your care. Your job is not done, follow me. This passage has been a roadmap for me since I first started in mission work with Youth Unlimited. When I find myself overwhelmed and I don't know which way to go, even when I forget what the mission is, I remember this passage. And like with Peter, Jesus asked me to love Him and just to follow Him. So our team has been trying to follow Jesus during COVID, setting time aside to pray about ways to serve and care for youth and families in our community. And as we prayed, it didn't take long for God to respond. Shortly after we started praying back in March, we received an email from a friend about a unique serving opportunity. Her husband was connected with Major League Sports Entertainment and Scotiabank, and these organizations were looking to distribute meals to Torontonians in need using their resources and employees. Through this connection, we started an 8-week food relief event meant to provide encouragement to single moms, youth and their families, families who were out of work, and families who could just use the encouragement in such a difficult time. Our partner church, Capstone, also started donating food and gift cards towards these Encouragement Thursdays. It was really amazing to see not just Capstone get involved, but 5 other churches. Together, we distributed about 175 meals a week for 2 months. God really led us in the process, and we were all encouraged. We celebrate all of this, but life during COVID has continued on, and some youth are doing well and enjoying this family time, but many have shared they're experiencing social isolation and challenges with their education. They miss their friends and extracurriculars. They've had to miss milestone activities, and some of this is leading to newfound or increased anxiety and depression, and it weighs heavy on us as a team. We know that this is uncharted territory and that there are no easy answers, but we do not lose hope for the youth we serve. We really do believe that God cares for them, and we consider it a privilege and responsibility to journey alongside them, especially right now. We will continue to follow Jesus and anticipate how He will transform youth so they can transform our city.